Atkinson goes for the boot.
Take him back!
Simmons chases as hard as he can, but Penny had a bit of time, and then the wherewithal to find some space, and now Radwan.
Brilliant from Penny, knew exactly where Radwan was, didn't even look, just threw the ball into space.
No. Hold that, please. Yeah, go! Ball's available!
Oh, the ball is free, and Leicester have it, and Newcastle got gummed up in work of their own making, it seemed there. Ooh, Liebenberg. Just teasing us.
Another Tommy Rafael turnover. That's probably the easiest one he's ever had to make. Just ball appeared for him.
Atkinson was the chaser, and now Penny eagerly, and Carreras, off he goes. Once more, gets the bounce. Oh no! And that's gone forwards. Newcastle will have the scrum. Carreras and the Falcons will think they should have had a try.
They could have had the advantage after the knock-on as well.
Brilliant from Carreras, though. He knows that he's actually covered off from all the defence on the inside. Penny gives him the ball really early. Most fullbacks there would just run, but he gives him it early. Look, the cover's coming, but he beats the cover with his pace. He doesn't really need this. Could pop up into his hands. He could take that, goes for the kick, but doesn't give up, gets back into the tackle and affects a knock-on.
If this knock-on's not given, though, does Tom Penny get in on the ball and have a shot? There's the clear knock-on. Good tackle from Carreras.
Having a chat with Harry Potter this week, and I said, who is the fastest player you've ever faced? And he said, well, two, most recently, Adam Radwan and Mateo Carreras. And I don't think he was making it up. And the secondary question was, given the choice between facing one of those two or Nemani Nandolo, who would you rather face? And he didn't even blink, he said Nandolo.
No way. Completely mad. Nandolo puts you in hospital, the other two just embarrass you.
He'd much rather act as a speed bump. But
can we have that at the end of the season? Right, when all the sides are knocked out, can we just have, right, put your fastest player forward and we'll have a race on the field. Little afternoon, couple of glasses of Pimm's, out somewhere in the sunshine and have a race off. Back row, race, front row race, and then the master race of the fastest players.
Then coaches.
And then coaches, and then commentators.
Do you remember It's a Knockout?
Yeah.
Oh, we should kind of
Superstars.
BT Sport It's a Knockout. Or Superstars was a bit serious. I think we need some big foam-filled boots and that kind
Who's
of
the last person that won Superstars?
Anyway, we've got a game of rugby going on here. Ferns and Stewart and Penny offered himself. And then Conan tries to break through. And Falcons working hard. Oberto-Imbo has come on, by the way, for Mateus Moroni. In the meantime, Falcons still skirmishing and asking questions around the try line and scoring. And up they get. And it's just a muscle. It's just impossible in the end.
I think what Dave Wilder will be so happy with is the variation. The ball goes to the floor, creates a bit of confusion, but they've had a really good amount of wide play up the middle, and then the pick and go spot on from a good set piece, good scrum, good foundation, good platform. And is it grounded? That's the only question.
You can start placing.
Is he in control when he grounds? I'm not sure he does, you know.
Just knock time off, Tom.
I think he might lose this just as he's going to put it on the floor.
I think Potter might just scoop it out, does he?
Yeah,
no, he scored.
Well, if that right hand on.
Yeah, that's a try.
Yeah.
Jacko, unless we've got anything from
the
reverse
Jackson
angle.
with that.
Okay, try's good. We'd have 20 seconds here. Minute and 10, Brett, if you want to use it all. Prefer you to use it a bit quicker. About a minute.
90 seconds to take the conversion. I just wonder more and more whether this will happen. We've underlined just how long there is to go on the conversion, and when we've got the technology, we'll have the shot clocks around the ground as well. But they've got on with that one.
Yeah, they have. But it's actually the bouncing ball. You often see it causes so much damage. Look how many defenders it takes out and how close they are. There's 5 defenders there for Leicester. It doesn't quite work for Newcastle to play. They want it to go to Conan, but he still goes back into the pack of those 5 defenders and makes the ground. That's the story of Leicester's defence all season. They've been conceding way too much ground at the tackle, both pre and post contact. And that's the result of it.
Correction coming off number 13, Mateo Carreras.
Okay, now how you get. Let's use it, please. Sam, let's go.
Ferns just deliberately not going out of the 22.
I thought you were going to go on the side. That's why I stopped you.
See, that's where I think defences need to be a lot more intelligent. You just stand on the 20, outside the 22 and invite him to you, because you can't fall on the floor. So as you know, a side in that situation wants to give their 9 the opportunity to kick the ball out. So all you do is stand 1 metre outside the 22 and stand still. Like a Russian standoff, wouldn't it? Mexican. A Mexican, yeah. I meant Mexican. The Russian one's much worse. Let me just get away from that as quick as we can.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Stewart.
Okay, now.
Elliot Obotiimbo signed up until the end of the season recently after initially turning up on a short-term deal. He's proved his worth here. And he remains on for Maroney, who's getting his blood injury checked. Chesham, Atkinson. Clare. Youngs. Atkinson on his toes and Chesham driving through his shoulders. And likewise Wells. This is better from Leicester, Ben. A bit more percussion in these carries.
Really going anywhere yet. They're trying to set up the defensive line. Just get short of numbers. They're a little bit short this way, but Leicester haven't wrapped around the corner with enough numbers themselves.
Atkinson again, a lot of work on and around this Newcastle 10-metre line. Think of the heavy runners they're missing at the moment. Montosha and Visa, Cracknell's missing. They've lost Ellis Genge, of course. Namani Nandolo's moved on. Just a sense that the big wheelbarrows aren't out there at the 100%. Moment.
And that coupled with what will have been a dent to their confidence with Borthwick leaving.
Meantime, Stewart gets it away to a big enough wheelbarrow. Chesham and Scott. And they've wheedled their way up to as close to the line as they've been, and now they're over it. And just as we were saying they were missing the big blokes, one of the smallest scores for them. Ben Youngs over, much needed for Leicester.
Yeah, it's a really bright finish from Ben Youngs. Everyone thinking he was going to come to the open side where the heavy cavalry was charging towards the line. But Falcons were going to be short of numbers. Lovely little break round the corner. That extra body of Callum Green helps. Good hands. Stewart does well to keep the ball alive and just allow Chesham to get outside. The ball back in here. And no one in a black shirt's going to get to the blind side. You see everyone pull out and try and get back on the line on the open side. Ben Young spots it and darts down and puts the ball down in the corner. Nice interplay. Does well to stay alive. Just watch everyone as they get out. They all rush to go one way. Ben Youngs goes the other.
Again, quicker if you can.
That was a really nice clearance from Chesham, down low, drove up, created the opportunity for Ben Youngs. 207th Premiership game for Ben Youngs today, by the way. He's overtaken Jordan Murphy now. Club record for a back. The club record is held by their tight head prop out on the pitch right now. No, however, Leicester opening their account. Newcastle 14, Leicester 5.
A hugely important score for Tigers as well. They had to respond next after the 2 Falcons scores. As you said, Nick, came off a bit of good fluid play from them for the first time really in this game.
They've been struggling to get the ball to the outside, haven't they? darting back inside, not taking those wide channeled opportunities. That was the first time they'd actually gone down the 15-metre. All stemmed, like you said, and I'll show you in a minute, from a really long run from Callum Green to make the extra man.
Alberto Imbo. He was lassoed as soon as he got the ball by Simmons.
What a really good kick. Chase was outstanding as well. Ooh, just went off their feet slightly, but they get the ball. Oh,
that's the third time. Just come here. No, not him. It's the third time he shouted at me during the game. If it continues, he'll go 10 metres as well. OK? Enough. It was your ball, it's now a penalty.
It was James Cronin who was taking the fairly sturdy lecture from Tom Foley.
We'll just wait for the kick to go out, but a lot of the time the backs take the credit and Young's for the try, but look at the work rate from Callum Green. He runs from a ridiculous distance. He's in the middle of the posts. The ball's already in the 15-metre channel. Look what he does. Doesn't just stand still and wait for the next run. No, he gets on his bike, gets round the corner, and that makes Radwan on the outside look at him bite in. Because he bites in, Scott can go around the outside. They can make the extra man with Stewart. Chesham keeps the ball alive and creates the try. Young scored, created by Green.
The beautiful thing about our game, that you don't actually have to touch the ball to have a huge impact on how and when tries are scored.
That's why Ben got so many caps.
We're still having it. We're going to have a Russian standoff in a minute. then you can go home and give your wife a Spanish kiss.
Here's Gary Graham.
Where did that come from?
Blamaya.
As long as it's not a Scouse kiss, you'll be all right.
No! Good, thank you.
Stewart. Ferns to an English standoff. Conan. Stewart again. Falcons quickly back into their stride. Conan, whoa, weaving his way through, went through a couple of props and then found Carreras, whose season has been one long highlights take so far. There's another.
Well, it's a dog leg from the Leicester front five. Dan Cole does really well to get round the corner and then put a little bit of acceleration on the line speed, but Callum Green on the inside, I think it is, doesn't go with him. Although Cole's line speed's really good, you have to be aware of the players inside and the speed they're going out. They really set the pace. Just watch the dog leg here. Cole goes up, the step inside, the show and go, and then the awareness to use Carreras as well. Really good manipulation of a match-up from Conan. Front five forwards in front of him. He dances through them and offloads to Carreras.
He's got to take a lot of credit as well, Carreras. He runs from a long way away and tracks, like all good inside wingers should do. Tracks Conan. Brilliant play from Conan because he isolates the front five. Look, you've got 4 defenders there, 3 of which are your front row. Conan spots that and he just thinks, I'll have a go at you. Yes, there's a bit of a dog leg, but it's great attacking play. Carreras has run from the far side of the ruck to get there in support. That is a really good try.
And that Leicester defensive setup is there by design. He's not isolated players who are out of position. He's just taking them on.
But if you're front row, you're too wide there. You've got to be a little bit tighter.
It's okay as long as they both go up at the same speed and don't create that little dog leg that he dances through.
Leicester win the ball back.
Crucial 3 minutes for Falcons now to try and withstand this and get a result. Leicester know they have to try and find something.
Oh, it's intercepted, and here's the hat-trick score, and we can spend 50 metres celebrating the life and times of Mateo Carreras. A flying Falcon. Nobody's scoring more Premiership tries than this man.
And the bonus point rattled up for Falcons before the half-time break. Just a little bit of hesitation from Leicester here. The hold on the pass doesn't look outside him, Scott Kelly, and he just pops it. Couldn't have popped up nicer for one of the fastest men in the Premiership, one of the most potent players in rugby at the moment. And as soon as he safely gathers it, nothing anyone's going to be able to do to recover the lost ground.
Is that his 11th try of the season, I think, Nick? In all competitions?
Yep. Yeah, hat trick in 38 minutes, Oz.